Feels like a Monday morning.
It varies. I know I've done it both ways.
We all did it with you, didn't we? I remember, didn't we?
Yeah. That's just crazy.
Am I ready?
Yeah.
All right, we'll call the Village of Mount Sterling Council meeting, originally slated for February 13th, 2023 to order. With roll call, please.
David?
Here,
Bill?
Here.
Joyce?
Here.
Becky?
Here.
Rob? Andy?
Here?
Okay, at this time, I'd like a motion to accept the resignation of Rob Longhoy from council for Village of Mount Sterling, for personal reasons, I guess I would say. Is there a motion?
you have that motion?
Second?
I'll second it.
Yeah.
David? Bill?
Yep. Roll call?
David?
Can we have discussion, or,
Oh,
real quick?
Oh.
I just wanted to say that it was a pleasure serving with Rob, and just, I think we're allowed to tell that he's moving, because he didn't want to just,
Right.
he didn't want to just step down. He really was a big asset to the community. I've been in contact with Rob most of my life and never really known him as a person, just in passing. And he really did want good things for the village, and worked hard on his committees. And I just wanted to say that he will sorely be missed.
yes.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think he's still gonna be involved, it kinda sounds like anyway, you know,
Yeah.
so with things and things at the park, et cetera, so that's good to know.
Roll call?
Yes, please.
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Okay, at this time, then I would also entertain a motion to, have open advertisement to fulfill this council seat for the Village of Mount Sterling. We'll run it through the end of the
It has until February 28th.
28th.
Yep.
Yeah, gotta change that.
I'll give you that motion.
Oh,
Just
just
so
a
everybody
week from
knows.
now?
Yep. And then, letters of interest will be sent to me, so if you, anybody's out there for the public's purpose and you would like to sit on the council seat, you have to live within the village. And no resume necessary, it's just a letter of interest. You can either reach out to me via email, cbricker@mtsterling.org. You can come see me in the office, you can call me at Town Hall, 740-869-2040, extension 5. Reach me on Facebook, however you need to or want to get to me. Just letters of interest by the end of day, February 28th.
I think you have to be a registered voter too, right? Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
Okay.
you placed the motion first?
I did?
Is there a second?
Second.
Andy, Joyce,
Roll call?
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we'll go to prayer with David.
Yes. Lord, thank you for this beautiful morning you provide for us, Lord. And Lord, be with our council and with our mayor and our village today, Lord, and give them the blessings and be with the ones that are ill, Lord. Give them the healing hand and touch. In Jesus' wonderful, wonderful name, amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okey doke. At this time, I'd like to have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from a council meeting held on January 30th, 2023.
Have that motion.
Okay, second?
I'll second.
David, Bill,
Roll call?
Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Mayor's report, I just have a couple of things. One I've announced before about the Buckeye Community School free monthly produce, that's February 22nd. And I've got a list of dates through the end of May, but for this month, February 22nd, that's at 177 West High Street, London. Their hours are 11 to 1. Also, we received information about Meals on Wheels. They're looking for delivery drivers, so if anybody knows anybody that wants to do it, I think it's really an important thing for our community. And just reach out to lifecarealliance.org.
Marcy, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Pat Arbogast, in church Sunday, read the same thing for the Meals on Wheels. She said they've never been so low on assistance, on people delivering. And she can also be contacted
Okay.
other than the number. I don't have her number handy, but it's a pretty important program. And volunteers are needed. I plan on doing it as soon as in a few weeks. So I would encourage people to call the number that Mercy gave you, stop in, pick up a flyer, and help the people in Mount Sterling that needs Meals on Wheels.
And this is a little early, but I was given information about Rockin' on the Run, which is a fundraising effort for brain tumor awareness. And it's held in London. It's May 20th, 2023. I believe the person that heads it up is going to come and talk to council a little closer to the time. But if you'd like to mark your calendars early, they also have, if you want to set up a table to sell things, or if you want to help. I think they have food in the whole 9 yards. So that's what I have. President Pro Tem, Andy.
I'm late this morning. I just want to thank everybody for coming out at 8 a.m. on a, what is this, Tuesday? Are we there already? And we had President's Day yesterday. Just thank you for your willingness to move your schedules around. I appreciate it. The public appreciates it. Also, we are in, obviously, the progress of working out the remainder of the committees. We've had actually another committee opening. So if there's a resident who would like to volunteer to work on our records committee, we'll talk about that here in just a second. Please submit also your interests to Courtney. Remember, your council, your community needs you. Please consider volunteering. Other than that, I think we got some committee reports to get to. So that's all I've got for this morning.
All right. Public comment, visitors. Our normal visitor isn't here. Mr. Sears, we'd like to just, if you watch this later, thank you for all that you've done for us.
Absolutely.
And good luck on your new adventure. And we hope to hear from you. So, executive session, we have none. Sheriff's report, do you have anything?
No, I do not. They'll be at the Monday's council meeting.
Yeah. Law director reports. Hopefully Mr. Smith is on the mend. Misty will be at the next meeting for the utilities clerk. Mr. Byrne, village administrator.
Not a whole lot to talk about. Mayor Darlington, members of council. We had some issues with our tornado siren, so if you didn't hear it the last 2 weeks, hopefully we got those kinks out. And we'll find out Wednesday at noon if it works. Other than that, that's all I have. I answer any questions that you have.
Okay, thank you. Zoning and building, I see we don't have Christie here today.
She'll be here Monday.
Okay. Yeah, we will have a meeting next Monday, won't we?
Yep.
That takes us to you, fiscal clerk.
Okay, I won't take up too much time because I know we've got a meeting after this as well. So I've officially published the year end for last year, 2022. So it's officially out there. There are signs up in the 5 local locations designated to accept legislation and posting from the village. So if the public has any questions or would like to have any questions answered, please let me know, but year end has been published. And it will also be on the Ohio checkbook, just as a reminder. So Ohio checkbook, that will be updated, as you know, every municipality. So they post that, so it will take some time if anybody's trying to look on Ohio checkbook. It'll probably take some time for that to be uploaded. But everything was good. The state does have it. They just, for public knowledge, the state does review this year-end stuff. So we got the gold star to move forward. So I don't have any other questions. I didn't get any questions or comments from council in regards to the financial reports. So a little tough to decide because, we just started the first quarter and we're only a month and a half into it. So I don't have much to report in regards to budget. So with that said, if I can have a motion to approve the appropriation status report, the revenue status report, the receipt listing report, payment listing report, comparison of budget and appropriated report, cash summary report, and the RIA report.
Motion, motion?
Okay, so that was Joyce and.
Second?
Yes.
I'll second it.
Roll call?
And that was Joyce first, Becky second. Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll pass these two pieces of legislation around, or documents around. You guys will also be approving your February or your January bank reconciliation on Monday.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you. That takes us to committee reports. Where did we got down?
Go ahead and do it now.
All right, so we have a motion to approve the 2023 designation to the Nuisance and Abatement Committee. You want to explain that, or?
With Joyce and Andy probably can answer these, so as you guys know, the Nuisance and Abatement Committee was not approved, last meeting, because we wanted to wait until Joyce came back to approve that. So is there any designation of people that we are going to designate to that committee, so that you guys can hold your meeting,
For residents?
for just committee members?
So today, the rules are for 3.
Correct.
We had considered that we would modify the number of council members serving in that. There was some thoughts around this. Wanted to wait until you got back as chair. I am happy to volunteer with you. Others are happy to volunteer with you. So if you would like to keep it at 3, that's fine. We can change it. The mechanics of it probably won't necessarily be suitable for just one. We would probably need one more with you.
Right.
So, but we would love to have as many as we could get on there, because more volunteers are generally better. I think everybody would agree, but it's your choice.
I've given it a lot of consideration. I never wanted just one.
Okay, okay,
I'm not sure where that came from, but we were considering maybe 2.
Okay.
But I think that since we have the willingness of 2 additional council members, that we can keep it at 3.
okay,
Which is fine with me.
all right,
I haven't given much thought to the resident part of it yet,
okay.
so we'll discuss that. Do we need that today, or can we discuss that at the nuisance
You
meeting?
can discuss it at the nuisance.
Yeah, we'll discuss that at our nuisance meeting.
Perfect.
But I think
All right.
we'll just leave council at 3.
Do you want to designate who those members would be?
Yes, Andy and David
Okay,
have stepped forward, and I appreciate that.
You got it.
We have a lot to do.
yes, we do.
So, is our motion to, or do we need to?
I don't believe,
Leave it at, we do.
okay.
A motion to accept the designation for the 2023
Gotcha.
Nuisance and Abatement Committee.
All right. is
You
there-
have that motion.
Okay,
And I'll second.
all right.
Joyce, Andy?
Roll call?
Okay, David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
And Andy?
Yes.
And you can let me know when you want to hold your meetings and stuff. We can talk about that later.
Yes, we'll talk about that today.
All right. Finance, Andy?
We met on February the 13th, got bills set up for the year, or I should say, open invoices set up for the year, paid some bills, got salaries taken care of. We did have an understanding that due to some staffing changes recently, we needed to come back as a council probably at some point and discuss how staffing in the village looks. Usually we do this right about the middle of the year, but hey, you know what? Moon and stars align. We've got to do it right now. Now's the time to start having a conversation about it because it's going to take us a little bit. So finance is going to come back tomorrow at 8 a.m. and discuss what the job descriptions are and make sure that those are all aligned and that we have what this council needs to consider as part of the right staffing levels in the village. So other than that, we should be pretty solid. As Courtney said, the financials look pretty good. Not seeing any huge issues so far. We have not gotten all the way through winter. We know that. Probably we won't have a decent all clear maybe until April, possibly May. But you know what? We're aiming for that. We're going to keep on going. So the next, like I said, the next Finance Committee meeting will be tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Okay. Do you have a regular, did we already discuss regular time for you?
I was
Ye-
gonna,
Yeah.
I think some of them, we probably should just look to the updates of the website because there are a few committees that have.
We've had to meet more regularly on in this month simply because of the issues coming up.
Right.
And we have to take care of them. So we'll get it ironed out probably in March.
But the website.
So check for the website.
All right, thank you. Pleasant Township, David?
Yeah, we met 10 days ago, and the main discussion was about the truck stop again. We had several local farmers there complaining, and some for, some against. They was there with the trustees, and they told me, I said, you're still gonna have to go to your zoning board, because that's where they're gonna have to go. And then there's discussion of maybe buying a new truck and stuff in the air. And also, a gentleman from High Edison was there representing High Edison for all the rural areas there, and also paid the bills, and that was everything.
Okay, thank you. Squad, that's Rob, so we will have no report there. Fire, Bill?
We haven't had a meeting yet this month. We're in fact going to have it Thursday evening.
Very good. Water, wastewater, Joyce?
Thank you. We have not met. We're meeting today. I jotted down some notes here. I know we have a lot of things. I'm not going to get real specific today at this council meeting until we go to our committee meeting. And there's some things that I need to talk to Tom about and get some updated information. But we have, we're going to look at some policies as well in our committee meeting. And I don't really have anything to report other than we're going to meet after the council meeting this morning.
Thank you. Streets, Rob, do we have,
We will be designating, so I just need to canvass council and figure out in the meantime how we can fill that in. But suffice to say, I mean, from last year, I was chair of it last year. I believe there's only been one meeting since. The thing to report is obviously we have not gotten all the way through winter. Like I just said, we expect there to be street work starting in the spring. It always happens. We're looking forward to buying a patching tool, which I think that we got budget money for at the end of last year, so that's good. Things will be coming together. We continue to stay on top of maintenance work and so forth. So looking for action there. We did last year, and we'll continue to get things lined up.
okay, thank you. Parks and Rec, Becky?
Yes, I'm not sure with the council meetings getting kind of juggled around if we've had a meeting or not since the last meeting. A little bit confused, but I do know, I talked with Courtney, and it sounded as if most council members are wanting to move meetings to Mondays. So I took the first Monday of the month, which will be March 4th at 5 o'clock will be our next scheduled meeting. And that's all I have for today.
Do you want to do money?
Yeah.
So, we received, our money for the aquatic grant in the amount of,
$4,014.
and we need a motion to accept those monies.
I'll give you that.
Restricted for
Restricted for parks, yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Andy, Joyce,
Mhm. Roll call?
Andy,
Yes?
Bill?
Ye-
I'm sorry, David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
and Becky.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Records and retention, Andy?
We met last Friday. The results are in front of you over there. We saved some stuff, kept some, put some stuff back rather, and continue to sort through stuff and shredded some stuff. So we're making progress. We are looking for a volunteer for that from the community. The workload is very minimal, but it does help the village keep its books in order. And plus, it's a historic exercise too. So if you ever like history, there's an awful lot that we've saved, and it is interesting stuff. So we're looking for a volunteer. It has to be a resident, and I guarantee it'll be a fun time. So next meeting will be the first Friday in March, which I thought was March 3rd, but probably I need to look at a calendar more closely. But definitely check the website. We will update it.
The first Friday?
March the 3rd.
Yeah, it's the 3rd.
Okay. Nuisance and abatement, Joyce?
We have not met yet. That is, again, check the website for the date. That's something else we'll probably talk about later today, too. We'll figure out with Courtney. We'll get meetings on the agenda. It was brought up at the last council meeting that we had some furniture on porches, and I have gone through the town, especially on the Main Street areas, and I found one couch on Columbus Street. So that will be addressed. If anyone knows of any other furniture on porches that I have overlooked, please let us know. You can call here into the village town hall and leave a message, and we'll get right on it. We've had some other issues that we're going to be addressing at the meeting. I don't want to get ahead of myself here with that, but there's a lot to do. We're also going to be planning our spring cleanup. So I'll be reaching out to the Nazarene Church to see what their thoughts are. Other than that, stay tuned for the announcement of the meeting.
Thank you. Safety block watch, Bill?
Pardon?
Have not had a meeting yet. We're gonna have one on, wrong button,
First Tuesday of March.
first Tuesday of March, which would be March 7th.
Okey-doke. Plating and zoning, Andy?
We have not met yet. We're going to have to come back to the council and ask for permission to change the committee structure up a little bit. This is a good thing. We've had interest in other additional volunteers, and it makes sense to break the two apart. Joyce will be, has been named as the zoning chair because it fits with nuisance really, really well. And the two kind of work together. So we've also had community input, which is really important, and we've actually had an influx of volunteers, so that's kind of exciting. So we have interest in folks who are kind of wading in for the first time. So really, really, really excited to come back with committee designations on that. So look for it at the next meeting.
Thank you. Tree beautification committee, Becky?
Yes, we had a meeting February 16th. Excuse me, at 2:00. And this committee is going to meet twice a month until our Arbor Day ceremony celebration be the first for Mount Sterling that I'm aware of. It will definitely be the first put on by the Tree and Beautification Committee. That ceremony is going to be Friday, April the 21st. Tom's already reached out to Madison Plains, and they're sending their third graders to participate in our event. We will be meeting again March the 2nd at 1:00 here at Town Hall. We felt we needed to meet twice a month until this event because there's a lot to do, and being that the committee is so young, there's really a lot to do. So we will be having a full Arbor Day celebration. So make sure that is even further away. We're going to combine it with Earth Day, so it'll be both an Earth Day and an Arbor Day event. One thing I did want to clarify, I noticed Andy spoke of it when he referred to records retention. He was looking for someone to fill that spot, and he said it must be a resident. I did want to clarify when reading the rules of council that it says citizens as far as if you're non-council member. The Tree and Beautification Committee has several committee members, volunteers that are citizens of our community, but they are not residents of our village. And they either work here, worship here, or volunteer and donate money here. So I did want to ensure that down the road there's no issue. The tree committee has, at this point, myself and Tom as two of the committee members, and then there are 5 citizens. So actually, I think 4 of the 5 may all just be citizens of our community and not actual residents within the village limits. So being that a committee, it's listed as citizens, it's not listed as residents, where I read, but also, I guess my point would be that at committee levels, we don't make any decisions for the community. We pass everything along to council. So I would hope there would be no problem with that.
My question would be, how's it going to affect other committees? Are we going to open that up, or are we not going to open that up?
I mean, I don't know. I don't, again, according to the rules of council, where I read, it says citizens. There may be some more distinct
Yeah, rules of
description.
council, shows one council member, a village administrator, up to 5 citizens, and clerk of council.
Right.
Which, could be citizens of any. Going back to Andy's for records retention, it does say 2 village citizens. So his has to be a resident. On this committee, it does not. It can be just citizens.
So I guess you would just look at your rules of council on each
It
specific.
does. That's the only committee that has
That makes
a
sense.
non-village citizens.
Okay,
Okay, well then,
thanks for the clarification.
okay. So that's all I wanted to clarify before we moved on and there was some type of issue. So thank you for
Yeah,
that.
it's like today, you guys are only in the rules of council, just to clarify, the legislation that we have on here is because I've been added to that to filter because if this committee is funded, it has to be ran just like a regular committee. So that was the only change that you have in rules of council. You guys have already approved the committee
Right.
designation, which is the same way that we would approve everybody here. We didn't read their names off or anything. It was just that you guys had already made a motion. So the people have already been designated. It's just the change today would be just adding me as your docker.
Okay, so that's all that I had on that committee.
All right, thank you. That takes us to ordinances and resolutions.
Okay, the first ordinance is ordinance 2023-01, is an ordinance accepting the 2023 estimated tax rates and revenues for Mount Sterling, Ohio. This is on your second reading.
Do I have a motion to place it on the second reading?
You have that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
David, Bill?
Yep.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Okay, the next ordinance is ordinance 2023-02, an ordinance authorizing the mayor or her designee to hire Joseph Hunter as a full-time street utility worker for the village of Mount Sterling in Madison County, Ohio, and declaring this as an emergency.
We have Joe in the audience. Hi,
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
So at this time, I need a motion to suspend the rules.
I'll give you that.
Is there a second?
Second.
Go ahead.
Andy, Becky?
Yep. Roll call?
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to place this on the first, second, and third readings.
Have that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Her too.
Go ahead, Joyce.
Okay, David, Joyce?
Roll
Okay,
call?
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Now I need a motion for passage of ordinance 2023-02.
I'll give you that.
Okay,
Second.
Andy, Becky?
yep, roll call?
Andy?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2023-02 has passed.
So, before we go on, Joe, would you like to say anything, or Tom, would you like to say anything about Joe?
Well, Joe lives really close to town. I'm not gonna tell you exactly where he lives,
Good idea.
which makes it convenient for us, because a lot of things that happen in the middle of the night, and you don't want someone to have to drive a long way. We're looking forward to, he's gonna put him to work, hopefully tomorrow, and he's a veteran of the United States Army.
Thank you for your
Thank you for your
service.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to him coming on and helping us out. We need the help.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard, Joe, yay!
Apparently you're hired.
Welcome to the crew.
I think he meant to say insanity, but I think he's like, all right, thank you.
The next ordinance is ordinance 2023-03, an ordinance amending the rules of council declaring an emergency. Again, this is just for clarification purposes for council as well as for the public. Again, it was the designation that Andy once talked about in his update for planning and zoning. We were required to change just the designation of members to those committees for planning, having its committee members, and zoning to have its committee members separated. That was a change here that we talked about last year in the committee, as well as adding myself to the tree beautification for clerk of council for Scripter. So those are the only changes in rules of council. that you guys would be voting on today.
Okay, I need a motion to suspend the rules.
Motion?
Seconded?
Okay,
Becky, Andy,
roll call?
David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes?
Now I need a motion to place this on the first, second, and third
Have that
readings.
motion?
Second?
David, Joyce.
Yep. Roll call?
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Now I need a motion for passage of ordinance 2023-03.
You have that motion?
Okay,
I'll second.
Joyce and Bill.
okay.
Roll call?
Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
And the last piece of legislation is Resolution 2023-01. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor or her designee to approve a pay adjustment for the following hourly non-exempt employee, Mr. George Anderson, and declaring this as an emergency.
Is there a motion to suspend the rules?
You have that motion?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
David, Bill,
Roll call?
Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes?
David,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to place this on the first, second, and third readings.
You have that motion?
Okay, is there a second?
Second?
Joyce, Becky,
Roll call?
Becky,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes?
David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes.
And now a motion to adopt resolution 2023-01.
Have that motion?
Is there a second?
I'll give you that.
David, Andy,
Roll call?
Andy,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
All right, that's all we have in the way of ordinances and resolutions. Is there anything on roundtable?
I got, just look at this corner here, when Bob sat there for so long, and I'll never forget, during Veterans Day, he was there, and, because a lot of people didn't know Bob was a member of the Navy. And he came up to me and one of the other Legion members and said, he said that for his little village, how patriotic he was and everything, and it's gonna seem funny about him sitting in the corner for me, because once in a while, if I made a mistake, he'd let me know it too, but we're gonna miss him.
That's for sure. Anyone else? Thank you all for indulging changes for this meeting to actually happen, and we got it done, and we're adjourned. Thank you.
See you on Monday.
26 minutes.
Yeah, hold on, let me turn this off.
Seems like we have.
I gotta go help with the Legion. They called me already.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
A better round.